Alright guys, so in this video, I am going to be ranking all 37 of the LEGO Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series official sets, going from worst to best, counting down from 37 to 1, and I'm just going to kind of give a quick history on each set. I'm really not going to go in too deep with it, because if I took a minute on every set, this would be a 37-minute video. I'm really good at math, you see, but no, I'm just, I want to keep it short. I'm just going to go through each set, and then when we get to the top 15, I'll probably go a little bit more in depth, but these are just my rankings. There are a lot of sets that are similar, which makes ranking all of these very hard, but I did do my best trying to rank all of them, starting with the worst set, and it has to be the General Grievous. Unfortunately, it's just the one set that doesn't really look like Star Wars. It kind of just looks like one of those mini action figures. It retailed for $89.99 back in 2008, and it was off shelves by mid-2009. Its current value new going for $412. And again, the reason I rated this as the worst Ultimate Collector Series set is just because when you look at it, it really doesn't even look Lego. So, and really, I don't like an entire set being made out of Legos that's just dedicated to a person, like somebody's head or anything like that. That's why coming in at 36, it is going to be Yoda. This is another one I don't really view as like an official Lego set because it is just dedicated to, a figure. And it came out in 2002. It was off shelves right before 2004, and it currently goes brand new, $480. At number 35, it is the Darth Maul. I mean, this one, it'll haunt your nightmares. This thing it is scary looking, but it did come out in 2001, and it was retired on Halloween of 2002. It was just in stores for 1 year. One of the first Ultimate Collector Series sets, brand new value, one of the most expensive ones, just under $3,000, brand new, because it is so old, because it was on shelves for such a short amount of time. But again, it's just a headshot. I don't really view it as a set, so it's going to come in at number 35. At number 34, this is probably the first set. It is the Special Edition Naboo Starfighter, which came out all the way back in 2002 and was only on shelves for 3 months. Currently has a value of around $900 brand new. It is the smallest LEGO Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series set that does exist, and it retailed for $40. Only 187 pieces. I do think it is a cool looking Starfighter, but obviously when you compare it to other ones, it's just extremely small. I like the yellow personally, but it's just too small. If they made a bigger version of it, I would move it up significantly, but it's very old. It's hard to compare, so I've got it at number 34 on my list. Moving to number 33, another older set. It is the Imperial AT-ST, which debuted back in 2006 and was on shelves throughout 2008. It retailed for $80, and it is currently going brand new for right around $460. Not much to this set other than an AT-ST, which is rare when it comes to LEGO Star Wars compared to the AT-ATs, but still it's got to come in at number 33. Moving to number 32, it is the Rebel Snow Speeder. So I just don't really like the look of these snow speeders personally. I think they're ugly. This one ended up coming out in 2003. It was on shelves through mid-2005, and it currently has a value of around $770. Think about this thing. This thing came out in 2003. It was going for $130. Adjust that for inflation. I mean, that's pretty expensive nowadays. $130 for that thing. I'm going to say that's probably not a good deal. Of course, it has gone up in value, but just not a fan of the overall design in that. And then predictably at number 31, I am going with the Snow Speeder, which is a newer set released in 2017. I just don't like the look of the Snow Speeders personally. It was on shelves throughout 2018, and it currently has a new value of $340. Its retail value was $200. Personally, there's no way I would buy this thing for 200 bucks, but if you did buy it and you kept it in the box, it has gone up in value like most of these sets always seem to do. Moving to number 30, it's going to be the Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter. So this is another, probably the first bigger Starfighter I have on the list. I just don't like the look of it. When I'm ranking the Starfighters, there's so many of them. I just go by overall design. I do sometimes factor in the year. Like with the older ones, I try and be a little bit more lenient. This one was kind of mid. It was 2010. It was on shelves throughout 2011. Currently, it has a new value of right around 320 bucks. At number 29, it is the TIE Interceptor. So this one, extremely old, debuting in 2000 on shelves throughout 2001, and apparently it has a new value of under $1,000, which is shocking for such an old set. It retailed for $100, which is pretty expensive back in the year 2000. Probably the most expensive Lego Star Wars set at the time and one of the first. But I would say this thing's only going to go up in value as the Ultimate Collector series continues to grow, as these sets get older and older, and as they get more and more rare. I decided to put this one at number 29. It's decent looking. It's nothing special. I mean, it's the year 2000. What do you expect with Lego? It is what it is. At number 28, it's going to be Vader's TIE Advanced, so very similar. This one coming out in 2006. It was on shelves throughout 2008. It retailed for $100. It is currently going brand new for $946. I've got that one at number 28 to number 27. There's a lot of these, so we're going to go with the A-Wing Starfighter. I'm just going to kind of roll through these Starfighters because there is so many of them. This one I do find pretty ugly. It was released in 2020, so you would think, you know, it's modern design. It's cool looking. I just think it's kind of ugly, so that's why I put it this low in terms of the Wing Starfighter series. And it did leave shelves in 2021, really late 2021, and it currently does have a new value of around $230. Next at 26, it is the X-Wing Starfighter. So this came out in 2018. It currently has a new value of right around $383. I think we're starting to get into some of the cooler Starfighter sets. This is a neat one. I mean, listen, if you're going to buy one of these, you really got to buy all of them. Unfortunately, even if you're buying the Starfighters of the Ultimate Series used, you're still going to pay like $250, $300 for them, even if you're buying them in auction on eBay. That's the unfortunate part. That one comes in at 26. At number 25, it is the B-Wing Starfighter. So this one, it's kind of hard to display, just the look of it overall. It came out in 2012. It's a little bit more in terms of price because it did come out a little bit earlier than some of the other ones I talked about. It currently has a brand new value at around $480, and used, it's still going for around $350. It's going to keep that demand because people are trying to get all the different Starfighters in their Ultimate Collector series, so there's always going to be a big demand for it. You want to display them all together. This one, again, kind of a weird thing. I really don't like it at that angle personally, but it is kind of a newer set. At 24, it is the X-Wing Attack Starfighter. This debuted all the way back in 2004, and it was on shelves throughout mid-2006. It currently has a new value of $610. It's going used for $263. It retailed all the way back in 2004 for $120. And it does include a minifigure, right around 1,400 pieces. I think it's a pretty cool looking Attack Starfighter there, with both engines on each side. That's a unique design, especially for an older Lego Star Wars set. At number 23, it is the X-Wing Starfighter, which is a brand new set. It came out just about 2 weeks ago from when I'm recording this in early April of 2023, and it currently retails for $240. I mean, that's just inflation. You know, I'm not spending $240 on this. There's no way, but that's currently what it's going for. It does have under 2,000 pieces. That one comes in at 23. At number 22, it is the X-Wing Fighter. So this is one of the OGs back in 2000. I really like the look of this one. Maybe I'm being a little biased because it is very old. Coming out, the year 2000, it was on shelves throughout the early 2002. Brand new value, not surprising with it being as old as it is. It's going for around $1,300 factory sealed, and it is very cool, especially for an older set. Moving to number 21, it is the Red 5 X-Wing Starfighter, which I believe I have as my favorite Starfighter on this list. This is the final Starfighter coming out in 2013. It was on shelves through 2015. It cost $200. It had right around 1,600 total pieces, and it has gone up to a value of around $375 brand new. Moving to number 20, it is Luke Skywalker's Land Speeder, which is still on shelves, coming out May the 4th be with you in 2022. Retailing for $239. It is pretty cool, and you do have some minifigures included as well. You've got a little plaque. It comes in at number 20. At number 19, it is the R2-D2 set. So again, I really don't like sets like this, but over 2,000 pieces. It's a bigger version of R2-D2. I just think it's cool. I think R2-D2 is cool. It came out in 2012, and it was on shelves throughout 2014, and it's still, brand new, goes for right around $200. So this is one of the cheaper sets, based off the fact that it was released in 2012, retiring in 2014. Would this be my first choice for a Lego Star Wars set? This style? No, I don't like this style, but this R2-D2, because of how big it is, I had to move it. That sounded a little wrong. I had to move it up on my list. Moving to number 18, it is the TIE Fighter, the legendary set with one minifigure coming out in 2015, retiring right before 2018, and currently going brand new for $293. It did retail for $200. So this one, very, very cool looking set, of course, with the unique TIE Fighter design. I had to move that one pretty significantly higher than any of the Starfighters. Moving on to number 17, it's going to be the Assault on Hoth. So this is a set that everyone hates, and it's just hard to really... This is like kind of the first I would consider base Ultimate Collector Series set I'm ranking, and again, the reason it's this low, it just missed the mark. Like, there's just no way to display this. It's a bunch of miscellaneous things. If you made an actual Hoth base, I would probably have it top 5. If you legitimately did it, you just can't have a bunch of miscellaneous pieces. It retailed for $250. It's gone up a little bit. It's worth $480, retiring in late 2017. But again, it's just a very poor design. There's no real way to display it. I need a legitimate base. There's ways to do it to still include a lot of different little, compartments, but you still have that base aspect, that main center of a set, especially an Ultimate Series set. I just think they missed the mark, but everyone does. At number 16, it is the Rebel Blockade Runner. This set releasing all the way back in 2001. Currently a brand new value, not surprising, $1,300, and a used value sitting at around $650. So this is a very expensive set to own, new or used, and I just like the look of it. I love the engines. It's a really cool design, so I've got it ranked at number 16, kind of right in the middle in terms of my overall rankings. Moving on to number 15, it is the Slave 1, which did debut back in 2015 and stayed on shelves for basically 4 years. Currently, it has a brand new value of right around $440. Boba Fett, I mean, that is really cool looking overall, so I've got it at number 15. Moving to number 14, the Republic Gunship, which did just release back in 2021. It is still on shelves. We're probably going to see it retired relatively soon because it's going, over 2 years on shelves, and it currently retails for $400. Personally, it's a cool looking design, the gunship, but there's no way for $400 I'm buying this over a Death Star or a set like that. There's just no way I'm doing it, but it is really cool, so I've got it at number 14. We're getting to the really good sets, I would say. At number 13, it is the Sandcrawler. So this is a set I really do like, coming out back in 2014. There's been a few different versions of the Sandcrawler, but this is the Ultimate Collector Series. This is the best version of it. By far, it has the most pieces out of any Sandcrawler Lego Star Wars set. Over 3,000 total. It retailed for $300, and it is currently going brand new for right around $450, which, if you factor in inflation, seems pretty reasonable at this point. The Sandcrawler, for me, coming in at number 13. At number 12, it is the Razor Crest. So this is one of the biggest Ultimate Collector Series sets in existence. I believe it is the fourth biggest based on total pieces. Coming out in 2022, currently retailing for $600. It's cool, but there are just personally a lot of sets that I like more than this. I understand it's huge. It has a ton of pieces. I think I respected it enough ranking it at number 12, but it is really just not my kind of thing personally. Like it almost looks like it has less pieces than it does, but I guess it might be bigger than it looks. Maybe in person it's a little bit bigger, but I am ranking it at number 12. At number 11, it is the Imperial Star Destroyer, so I am starting to rank the Star Destroyers. You're going to see the Death Stars, things like that. This one back in 2002 is the worst one for me. You know, has to do with the time frame, has to do with the overall pieces, just 3,000 pieces total, releasing with a price of $270. Of course, currently brand new, it is going for around $1,900. That's not surprising considering how old it is, but I do have it sitting at number 11 currently on my list. Moving inside my top 10, it is the Super Star Destroyer, released back in 2011, over 3,000 pieces. It's got a really nice stand. These sets, these are just the ultimate Lego Star Wars sets. I mean, these things are beautiful to look at. Pretty much all of these inside of the top 10, retailing for $400. It was on shelves throughout 2014, and it currently has a brand new value of just $1,000, which I would say is a pretty good deal considering it did retire. But would this be something I would buy? When you look at the other options, I would probably say no. I have a few other things inside the top 10 that I would purchase before this one. At number 9, it is the oldest Death Star, Death Star 2. This one released back in 2005. This was my white whale. When I was a kid, it was I was too young for it, and I saw other people that had it, and by the time, I had really gotten into Legos, this one had been retired, so, looking at this brand new value, $2,600, and it's only going to keep going up. If you own this, especially brand new, I would strongly recommend keeping it sealed. Do not open it. It is just going to keep going up. It's like investing into a watch or something like that. You want to keep it brand new. Don't open it. Obviously, if you like Lego, things like that, you have the money, you can build it. It is a really cool set, very unique. With the way the Death Star looks overall, and I have it at number 9 on my list. At number 8, it is the massive AT-AT that did come out in 2021. We would expect this to be retired relatively soon, considering it's been a few years. Currently, it is still retailing for $850, and there's another set probably people, you're going to want to buy before it retires, because the second that it does retire, it immediately will see a price markup of probably at least $100 or $200 for newly factory sealed sets. This thing is just so sweet. It is huge. It's massive. The only drawback is it's so big that you really can't have an AT-AT army, which is one of the things I would like to have, have 5 of them together. I think that'd be cool. It's just so expensive. It would cost you I would say almost $4,000 to get 5 of these things, but it is giant. It's almost like it's too big. Guys, this is starting to sound real wrong. I don't know why this keeps happening to me, but listen, it is a nice set, and it has a great interior as well. Moving to number 7, it is the Imperial Shuttle. So this one, just with the massive wingspan, the picture does not do it justice. It is beautiful. This set coming out back in 2010, it was on shelves throughout 2012, and it does have a brand new value of right around $1,000, and that's only going to go up. The sleek design, the white, the futuristic look of it, it is very, very beautiful and a very clean set. It comes in at number 7. At number 6, it's going to be the Death Star. So this is kind of where it gets wonky. So this is the Death Star from 2016. And people are going to say, listen, this is a new and improved version of the one that was released in 2008. Why would you rank this one lower? Well, listen, it's just a copy. I'm not going to rank the copy higher than the original one if it's basically the same thing. You could say, oh, there's more minifigures, there's unique minifigures, there's more pieces. There's barely anything that's changing here, folks. It's a complete ripoff, and I'm not saying that because, yes, I did own the 2008 one, but I don't have a bias to it. I'm just saying, if you're going to copy a set, I'm not going to rank you in front of it just because you threw in a few extra minifigures. So I do have this one, which is kind of like the newer Death Star with all the compartments. I've got this one ranked at number 6, and then at number 5, I've got the old one from 2008. This is the one that I owned in shelves from 2008 to 2010, and unfortunately, if you bought this set as an investment, you gotta feel so bad because that when they came out with the updated version of it, it completely tanked this thing's future value. Its new value is only $640. It was retired in 2010. It's one of the most epic Lego Star Wars sets we've seen. They ruined its value because they released basically the same thing, but they include a few more minifigures, and it's just a joke. You should have released a different version of the Death Star. Like when you compare the Death Star from 2005 to this one, it's completely different. They got lazy in 2012. They released the same thing, and they expect me to rank the new one better, which I'm not going to do. So this is the one from 2008, and it's going in at number 5 for me. You gotta love all the compartments. I mean, dude, the box to this thing, the booklet manual of these type of sets, oh, it is amazing. But moving on to number 4, I would say pound for pound, you could very easily, based on when this was released, this could be number 1. I absolutely get it. And when it comes to my personal list, I would probably say if I wasn't factoring in, overall just how good it is, if I was factoring in the year, this would be pound for pound number 1. But because I am factoring in the newer, more modern builds, I'm going to rank this at number 4. It is the Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon. It's the GOAT Lego Star Wars set released in 2007. It's got right around 5,000 pieces, retailing for $500. Currently brand new, it goes for $2K. That's going to come in at number 4 for me. At number 3, it is the Imperial Star Destroyer, the newest one released in 2019 and recently retiring at the end of 2022. Currently has a very similar value at around $750 new. This is the newest one. It's the best looking to me. It's got a great stand, very easy to display. It's got interior compartments. Listen, more times than not, the new stuff is going to be better. And for me, this one I do slightly have in front. And then at number 2, it's going to be the Ewok Village. So this is just an unbelievable looking set. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do, and I have to put it in at number 2. I know people will say, oh, how do you rank it in front of the Death Stars? It's just a vibe with the trees. Imagine owning like 5 of these sets and connecting them all together. I mean, how epic would that look? But yeah, this one's going to come in at number 2 for me, releasing in 2013. It was on shelves throughout 2016, and it currently has a brand new value of around $500. It did have under 2,000 pieces, so me ranking this at number 2, it is kind of a stretch, I understand, but it is just my personal rankings. I know people are going to have the Star Destroyers in front of this and things like this. I just think it looks really, really cool. And then at number 1, it is going to be the Millennium Falcon, the newest version of it that was released in 2017. It is the biggest Lego Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series set in existence, with around 7.5K pieces, and it currently is still on shelves going for $850. Releasing in 2017 and still being on shelves is pretty crazy, but this is the most detailed version. It is the best version, so I am going to be ranking it at number 1 personally to round out my list. So that is the official list from me of the Lego Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series. I know there are a few sets that people think are part of this series, but from what I saw, they're actually not. Like the Betrayal at Cloud City, I believe that's a Master Builder series set, so that's not going to be included into this, and there's a few other ones, but that's my official rankings, 37-1. Guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.